Let's pretend that sound is correct. Hello, and welcome back to Doomed. Solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror the card game, with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. It's been far too long since I've said that intro, which I pretend is entirely mine, and in fact I have probably stolen piecemeal from other creators over the years. Thank you, Flower. In fact, Flower, it's interesting that you mentioned Cool and Frosty, because today on Doom... Well, okay, so first and foremost, as noted on Punchy last night, if you interrupt me when I'm telling a story, I will never get it out, so just give me a sec. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's just a joke. Also, if you're here on YouTube, thanks so much for being here on YouTube. Check the timestamps down below. I'm going to jump to the action there. Interestingly enough, Flower of August, it's been a long time since I've done Doomed, as you are well aware. I thought the Drowned City would be available by now, just not yet. So I've kind of theory-crafted my deck that I want to take into the Drowned City, but it is not great. It's not working well, so I might... What the hell did I just do? Sorry about that, everybody. Well, that's going to be in the VOD now, and I am not taking that out. I literally knuckled my keyboard, and it jumped to a different thing. Yeah, it's okay. We're back now. Flower's like, I didn't even interrupt. What is this guy's problem? It's been a long time since I played Arkham, and in fact, I actually still owe a drafted game of the Forgotten Age for the YouTube crowd, because I still have Scenario 7, because I can't believe my drafted duo are still alive after Scenario 6. Wild shit. Oh. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've Doomed. I was kind of waiting for the Drowned City, but wait a bit longer I must. I've got some very exciting Twoomed in the pipe. In the pipe? Is that the right phrase? In the works, I guess? Coming down the pipe, I suppose one might say. Graspiloot may be joining me for a hard run mode of the Forgotten Age, Return 2, where we attempt to piss off Yig, the father of snakes, as much as possible, which will be interesting, but very thematic. Crosshair has expressed some interest in playing a very specific investigator, which I think is going to be really fun. I've got about 4 fan campaigns I really want to take a look at. And of course, the Drowned City is coming. And yeah. And there's another standalone scenario that I think would make for a really fun 4-player game, even though one round will take about 3 hours. Hello, the Crosshair. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I'm joined today by... Hang on a second. Speaking of me... Yeah, well, there you go, Flower. Wait a second, you're Sunday. Shouldn't you be watching Montreal by Moonlight on RPG Clinic? Crosshair, I was just saying, I've been kind of waiting for Drowned City because I've got my deck ready, except it kind of sucks, so I probably need to do a deck building kind of clinic stream, so to speak. But then I was also just saying, yeah, as you heard, I got Graspiloot waiting to jump on a Twoomed campaign. I've got you, of course, very exciting fan-made campaigns in the works to play through. You've got a very specific investigator idea, which I love. And I've got a official standalone that would be really fun 4-player, even though 4-player would, as I just mentioned, take a long time. Today is none of those things. I wanted to return to Doomed, but it's not Drowned City time yet, so we got to do something else. That something else is super rad. Yeah! And to come back around to Flower's point, staying cool and frosty. I live in Canada, famously, where, yeah, the honestly great PSA. Oh, Frostpunk. Yeah, well, Flower, it definitely is. And I wish there was... I'd say I wish there was like a how-to, but I don't know much about game design, so I feel like that's a very tall order. I famously live in Canada, where it is currently cool and frosty. We are, I think this weekend, about to receive our 100th centimeter of snow from the last 2 weeks, I should say. It's been more than that cumulatively. It's a lot. I happen to really like the winter. I love the whimsy. I don't like shoveling, who does? But it's whimsical, but it's very snowy. So I thought we'd take a trip somewhere a little less snowy. A little... I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? A little sunnier, a little more loosey-goosey, a little more free. Today, we're jumping over to Monte Carlo, baby! It's even a game... Yeah, I'm even a game designer. Crosshair, I love it. Today we are going to be playing Fortune and Folly, probably just part 1, unless it goes really fast for some reason. It is a 2-part scenario. Spoilers! It's Arkham. I am going to be jumping into this. This is a official standalone scenario called Fortune and Folly. It technically takes place in this. I mean, they all take place in the same universe, but this scenario takes place, sorry, in the context of the Scarlet Keys official campaign, which is a globe-trotting conspiratorial adventure. I'll explain why in a moment. I have played through that game on that campaign on stream. Charlie Kane and his army of allies, and he got a couple of cats by the end. He kicked it. He really, I don't know what, I think that means he did well. That's what I'm trying to say. He did pretty well. So that was a great scenario, or a great campaign, but we did not go to Monte Carlo there. It is not actually Flower, but great question. Let me, what the F? Stop that. Oh no, oh God, oh no, okay, hang on. Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, good to know everything is still absolutely fucked. Let me find those. I think they're called challenge scenarios. And I fucked them. All right. Never mind. Put those back. They are challenge scenarios, which the parallel versions of investigators get like a little scenario that's just theirs. I think his is called All or Nothing. Let's have a look. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who that is, but she looks real cool. Sup, Lo? How you doing? Welcome to Doomed. I don't know who that is, but I want to talk to her. You know what I mean? Okay. It does mean, however, I think I could use an alt art for Mr. O'Toole. Oh. It's definitely more realistic. We'll figure it out. We're going to Monte Carlo today for Fortune and Folly Part 1 with Mr. Skids O'Toole. Skids O'Toole is the rogue investigator from the core set. He can take rogue cards 0 to 5, guardian cards level 0 to 2. He was panned upon release because rogues in the core set did not have very many good cards. His stat line is a little busted, and it just he wasn't in a good place. His parallel version is fucking cracked. I am not playing that today. I am playing the OG version, but I think with more tools that have emerged for him and rogues in general, I think Skids is ready to undertake a fucking casino heist. I think he's ready. And I think we should try it. That's all I want to say. We're going to look at our investigator. We're going to draw our 2 random basic weaknesses. This is a 19 XP deck, so I take an extra random basic weakness. I'm going to do that by randomly drawing 6 and then picking 2, which is a lot nicer than drawing 3 and picking 1 or whatever, you know. Oh, delightful flowers. Good shout. Let's look at Mr. O'Toole first. Mechanically, I didn't get out of the joint just to watch the world end. Hey, I may be a criminal, but I'm not letting this world go to hell. Skids O'Toole is the ex-con, which is not a job. To be very clear, folks, do not put ex-con on your resume. It's not a job. He has 2 willpower, 3 intellect, 3 combat, and 4 agility, which is a pretty balanced stat line. We like the 4 agility, we're not a fan of the 2 willpower. He's a criminal, and his ability reads, free trigger, during your turn, spend 2 oh, well, no worries, Crosshair. During your turn, spend 2 resources. You may take an additional action this turn. Limit once per turn, so you can't just continue to pay forever. Elder Sign, love this. +2, gain 2 resources if you succeed. The ex-con. I do think an ex-com Arkham would be pretty slick. Love his little pint glass in this shot, though. That's pretty dope. What is that, do you think? Looks like a silver... It's like a pewter eldritch mug cooler. Anyway, it's a pretty straightforward ability. He can pay money to take an extra action. So in theory, if you have enough money, you can take 4 action turns. Let's learn a bit more about Mr. O'Toole, shall we? Skids hadn't planned on a life of crime. Who does? But sometimes doing the right thing means getting your hands dirty. The cops didn't care that Skids needed the money for his mother's operation. Hell, I forgot about that. I'll come back to that in a second. His mother died of her illness during the 2nd year of his sentence. His cellmate, Brad Hollins, told him there were worse fates than death. He ranted and raved in a quiet voice every evening about the old ones, and told Skids about bizarre adventures he'd had while dreaming. Skids didn't give it much thought until the night he woke to the sight of his cellmate bursting into flames. Spontaneous human combustion. SHC. When Skids was finally released, he returned to Arkham, looking for answers. Pretty standard kind of... great question, Crosshair. I'm trying this out. This is a window-in-window view, which you can then lock. Some people use it to lock onto their encounter deck, so that you can then, like, pull an encounter card or whatever you want to do. I'm doing this so that I can basically, without having to go up there and zoom around, I can just do this, which I think is pretty sweet. So it works as an actual window, but it's a window within window. Oh, I should actually make it slightly bigger. Damn it. I should make it slightly bigger so you can see the clue and doom count. So we unlock it, and then we zoom in enough that you can do this, I think. That looks a bit better. And you can only do one, unfortunately. So, Flower, great question. I actually was looking for that here. I assumed it was going to be like Skids, you know, who never went by the name Sammy, or whatever. Nope. His name is just Skids now. So I am super down to find out what his real name is. And if there's any suggestions, let me know. So, what do we know about Skids? He's a criminal, but a con man specifically, right? He cheats people out of money. He was using those skills as a con man to cheat people out of money to pay his mother's hospital bills. Now, unfortunately, she's deceased, but he still has debts, medical debts. This is an American game after all. And then, as it points out here, he was introduced to the world of the old ones. Unknown, but not unknowable, as I like to say. I'm sure we can find something out there. Oh, did I take his advanced version of his, I really should take the... Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Because the advanced version of his signature is actually good, and the advanced version of his signature weakness doesn't matter. Which is fine. And we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. So, what more do I have to say here? He encountered some weird shit when he was in prison with his cellmate. It goes by Skids. Everybody. Richard O'Toole. As long as someone's holding it. As long as someone's tooling around with it. I love it. However, I think we're going to find that the old ones kind of conversation is a little less involved in this scenario than it would be otherwise. I think he's probably looking to pull off one last job. The biggest heist of his career, the one that will clear his debts and allow him to disappear to Havana forever. That's my assumption. All right. Let's draw some random basic weaknesses, huh? So I'm just literally going to hit random basic weakness and look for ones that don't say campaign or multiplayer. There's one. That's going to be a big one. That's campaign mode. That one, I fucking hate the devil. New one! New treachery alert. That's also that. It's seeker only. Sorry, I'm just looking for ones that work. Okay. Cthulhu, good evening, hello, and welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I'm just pulling some random basic weaknesses for our 19 XP friend, Skids O'Toole, who is going to be diving into Fortune and Folly, Part 1. Gotta rob that casino, baby. Oh. Thanks, Cthulhu. So do I. I'm actually really thrilled to be back. I was just saying how it's been very quiet recently in that sense, because I've been busy. Okay. So what do we know about Skids? A con man, a criminal. Yes, sir, Mr. Butt. Also, hi, welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. That's right, Crosshair. 19 XP, which means I'm taking 2 random basic weaknesses. How did it go for you, Cthulhu? This scenario, I mean. All right, let's talk. Reckless. He is reckless. Let's take a look at reckless. Commit only to a skill test you are performing that has no other cards committed to it. If this test fails, it goes back to your hand. If Reckless is in your hand at the end of your turn, reveal it and lose 2 resources. Oh, he's just losing money out of his pockets. Rex just had the thing that follows. I hate the devil, specifically. Oh, delightful, Cthulhu. No worries, Mr. Butt. Wonderful. What are you painting? Let me know. I absolutely love and hate this art. Please note the bloodied hand grasping at this man's junk, I think? Oh my god, it's horrible. Frenzied is from the new... Tool. The Tool! Should have said Tool! Should have said! Shit, you're right, Crosshair. Frenzied is a basic weakness from the Drowned City, the new expansion. There is a suite of ones that work in this way. I'll read this one and then we'll talk about it. Revelation. Put it into play in your threat area. When your turn ends, if you did not successfully fight an enemy this round, take a damage and shuffle it back into your deck. Oh, Mr. Butt, that's so charming. We have a Bird of Paradise here. It's not thriving currently because it is winter, but I think they're gorgeous. Frenzied also says action, fight. You get -2 skill value. If you succeed, discard this card. So, you can get rid of it by fighting, but with less fight value because you are frenzied. But you can also just have it, know that if you don't successfully fight, you gotta take a damage and shuffle it back in. I'm there, Mr. Butt. Right there with you. So, Amnesia, he might have forgotten some things about it. Correct. That's correct, Crosshair. You can successfully fight with, say, a gun or a machete or, I don't know, a spectral razor or whatever, and that will still work, but it doesn't then go back in your deck. You're still frenzied. The only way to discard it is to action fight, -2 skill value, which I'm okay with this because I feel like damage is probably not that bad. There's also the 13th Vision, which is an omen. The first 12 were false. My God, how many omens are you having? I want to take Frenzied. Does anyone have an issue with me taking Frenzied? Skids is reckless and frenzied. He's reckless because he's frenzied, right? If frenzied, then reckless. His quest for answers and his quest to kind of stick it to the system to make enough money to cover his debts and escape his former life. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Are causing him to frenzy a little bit. It is a madness, so it might be some kind of other type of madness as well. All right, we're diving in, guys. We got to see what the hell Fortune and Folly. Oh, typesetters. What happened? Okay, we're not going to read the little intro. We're going to blah, blah, blah. It's a side story. If you're playing it in campaign mode, it costs you 3 experience. If you're playing Fortune and Folly as a side story in the Scarlet Keys, it costs you 3 time. Thank you very much, Flower of August. Mucho apreciando. What hat did you get? Which of those hats is yours? Oh, you check it. I see, yeah. The scenario is split into 2 parts. You may play the parts one at a time, or both one after the other. That doesn't really matter for us. Isamara is... Okay. Alarm level. Here we go. This is just little rules before we dive into the story here. So, alarm was something that existed in the Dream Eaters in one of the scenarios as well. Ooh. That's super fair, Crosshair, honestly. I really enjoy it, but I know I've had this conversation with a number of people who are like, oh, this doesn't really excite me, you know? Sledgehammer Charlie, Runic Axe Mark, Eyes of Volusia Ursula, True Magic Jim. Love it. Cthulhu, you're talking about this, eh? For the Monte Carlo? I love the idea of people walking in and being like, I've got one big ticket item. Okay. Love that. That's very cool. I mean, True Magic's so good. Okay, so hang on. You did the Eyes of Volusia Ursula thing. I assume she was your primary fighter then. That's so crazy. Did it work? Was it interesting? I guess as long as it's in multiplayer, it does actually fire a lot more. Okay. Alarm levels may increase or decrease based on your actions and decisions. A higher alarm level means the casino is closer to discovering your actions. Makes sense. So basically it's saying here, use the Doom tracker next to your card to mark alarm. It's not Doom, it is alarm. 1 to 10, it can't go below or above. Even though it is marked using Doom tokens, it is not Doom. Each casino enemy at the location of an investigator with an alarm level of 6 or higher loses aloof. So 6 is the threshold at which enemies stop walking around you and start walking through you. We played all flex. Oh, that's gorgeous. I mean, Runic Axe Mark feels a little wild, but I mean, exciting, like very exciting. Flex. I guess he can just flex because he can get clues. Patrol. We've seen this before. Patrol is a keyword that rather than hunt, enemies will move towards a specific location. We'll look at this later. During this scenario, locations are arranged into 2 main hubs, consisting of either public or restricted locations. If an enemy's patrol is clockwise or counterclockwise, it means they move to the connecting location clockwise or counterclockwise for the hub they are in. Okay, fine. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Game icons. Whoa! Encounter card abilities in this scenario will sometimes ask an investigator to discard cards from the encounter deck to check their game icons. So, each encounter card will have on it, they're playing cards, right? So, hearts, diamonds, spades, or clubs, and 4 through king. No 2s and 3s. No 2s and 3, and no aces, 2s, or 3s in this book. Because we're all attractive on a level of 4 and up, I guess. Jacks, queens, and kings count as 10. Hearts and diamonds are red. Spades and clubs are black. We know this. If you've played card games, you know what we're talking about. If you're checking for game icons, so if it says discard until you find a blah, you do reshuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck. Sequential refers to game icons that are in consecutive order, so. Okay, cool. Very true, Blower. I like it. Oh, hang on. If a card with no game icons is discarded, it is set aside. A rank of A is present on some encounter cards. They do not enter the encounter deck, and therefore they are never used. Okay. Underworld support gym with True Magic and Research Librarian. Definitely not D tier. Would you say C+? I think now Underworld support, True Magic, Research Librarian. You could basically get away with a synergy deck at that point. Underworld support means he's got two right out of the gate. You just take geared up as well. No, geared up is items only. Damn it. I'm just kidding anyway. Mulligans. Some game location effects that instruct you to discard from the encounter cards from the encounter deck will specify you can take a mulligan. After you discard the specified number of encounter cards and check their game icons, you can set aside as many as you wish, discard an equal number of cards to replace them. Okay, so I think we're going to see this, but there's probably some version of gambling in this scenario, right? Ooh, discard some cards from the encounter deck. If they're all sequential, get $1 million. Yes, yes, Flower, yes, and then you play synergy cards. It would be wild because then you're doing... So forced learning, Underworld support absolutely are like wacky together, right? Because one increases your deck size, one reduces it. You can only take 1 copy of each card, but you have to draw 2 and discard 1 every turn. Geared Up says you can only play items on your first turn, and Short Supply says discard the top 10 cards of your deck. It's just an absolute nightmare when you start. And then, yeah, there you go, in the thick of it. Bam, boom. Okay. This scenario includes the Wellspring of Fortune, which is a key introduced in the Scarlet Keys campaign. Treat the Wellspring of Fortune's text box as if it were blank for the duration of the scenario. Yeah, I mean, there you go. There you go, Cthulhu, right? Yeah, you don't need to care about one-ofs as long as you have the... True Magic is a card that basically says, use a card from your hand once per turn. You don't have to play it. You don't have to spend anything from it. Just use it once per turn. Just hold them in your hand. As long as you don't have to discard cards from hand. And there you go. Okay. Fortune and Folly, Part 1. I'm just diving in here, guys. Man struck by lightning twice minutes after winning big. This sensational headline is what first grabbed your attention. Obviously, Skids is looking at news involving casinos. You might have written it off as just an extraordinary and unlikely event exaggerated to sell papers if it weren't for the other stories that followed, all centering around the same place. A casino in Monte Carlo called Défis de la Roulette. Roulette challenge, challenges of the roulette, or whatever. In addition to the unlucky patron being struck down mere moments after leaving the casino with his winnings, others have also met grisly yet improbable fates either within or nearby. Upon inquiring further, it seems that this casino appeared quickly and unexpectedly suspicious, and the authorities in Monaco have been suspiciously tight-lipped about where exactly it came from and who owns it. That's a big red flag, guys. Défis de la Roulette. I will, if there is flavor text that feels like it should be French, I will do that. Yeah, exactly, Flower. Huh, this old antique store wasn't here yesterday. Well, got any strange trinkets for me, old lady? Get out. Since its opening, the casino has been a magnet for the unnatural and implausible. The more you learn, the more it seems worth at least taking a look to determine whether these events are simply coincidence or the result of something much more sinister. If you are playing Fortune and Folly as a side story during the Scarlet Keys, go to Intro 2. Otherwise, we go to Intro 3. So, Skids is in fact curious about this casino, Défis de la Roulette, not because, like, obviously he's interested in this, like, weird luck coincidence thing that's happening there, wildly improbable shit. But more importantly, he's going to win big there. And he's going to win big by stealing. Although you ask around town about the casino for several days, promising leads seem to be scarce. When you visit the casino itself, nothing appears out of place, although your probing questions don't go entirely unnoticed. As you sit in the casino lounge, assessing whether the trip to Monte Carlo was a complete waste of time, because you spent a bunch of money, and if nothing is amiss here after all, a woman in a striking red dress sits down at your table. You recognize her as Isamara Ordóñez. Ordóñez, yeah, sure, the singer who had performed just moments before, capturing the audience with her hauntingly beautiful voice. A casual smile adorns her face, but her words are sharp and pointed. You're being too careless. We can't talk here. If you want to know the truth, meet me in an hour. She hands you a card with the address of a nearby cafe. She then stands, smoothing out her dress. Thank you so much for your kind words about my performance, she says, for the benefit of anyone nearby. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye. Don't meet me at that cafe. French, English, Monasque.
Yes, of course. Old Greek man.
He's Italian, Scott. Are we sure? Isamara is wearing a long overcoat of the darkest blue when you meet, her wavy brown hair partially hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. Clearly, she's worried about someone recognizing her. You're right to be suspicious about what's happening at Défis, she says. She begins, wasting no time with pleasantries. On the surface, it's a casino like any other, but there's more going on than anyone could guess. Behind the scenes, a cult... Sorry. This woman sits down and you're like, can I get a cafe au lait? And she's like, there's a cult operating out of this casino. Fucking hell. I don't think you just say the word cult out loud. Whatever. It's normalized in this universe, guys. Behind the scenes, a cult called the Fortune's Chosen are the ones that really run the show. They are deadly and dangerous. Anyone who has gotten too close to the truth or crossed the casino in some way has met a horrible fate. You ask about the casino owner and how involved he is with this cult. She gives a mirthless smile. Abaran, he is their leader. Not just that, he is the worst of them all. He brought the casino here, but more importantly, he brought the wellspring. Wellspring. This feels very pulpy. I'm really here for it. Isamara explains that the vault of the casino holds a strange and powerful relic of mysterious origin. Skids O'Toole's eyes immediately turn into dollar signs. It is this relic that is responsible for the unlikely events that seem to pop up around the casino. This item is known as the Wellspring of Fortune, and it has the power to manipulate probability and luck. Incredible. Abaran guards it jealously, Thank you, Crosshair. I don't expect too much kind of really gross stuff in this scenario, but we never know. Whoever possesses the wellspring is able to turn fortune to their cause, no matter how selfish and destructive that cause may be. Over time, it's like the mirror scale. Over time, he has created the loyal cadre of the fortunes chosen by granting them some measure of the benefits of the wellspring. They have come to revere it almost as a god. These true believers can be easily distinguished from the regular casino employees by the distinctive coin medallions they wear around their neck. Abaran trusts me for some reason, and he's even offered me to join. I think he views me as a potential asset, she mutters. You ask Isamara what she would have you do. Steal the wellspring. Take it far away from here. I don't know how to say it more plainly. As long as it is in Abaran's grasp, he will use it to aggrandize himself. Even worse, I fear the longer its powers are used, the greater the chance of harm coming to those in the casino. Who knows what seemingly impossible catastrophes it may summon if it is not removed? Her words seem not so much a plea for help as a call for action. You find yourself agreeing to the task almost without conscious thought. Again, Skids is like, yeah, I'll take it. Thank you, Cthulhu. I was inspired by you. I'm thinking it's probably, this is going to be better for me because I'm often referring to the Acton agenda, and I feel like this will be interesting. Yeah, exactly, Crosshair. What the hell, man? That clown was so fucked up. It's a great scenario, but like, my god.
One last thing. Do not underestimate Abaran. He is a dangerous man. He puts on a face of civility to the world, but underneath that mask there is a barely contained anger that can explode if he feels his prize is threatened. I've seen his temper, and I don't doubt it could drive him to tear a man limb from limb with his bare hands if he felt he had the cause.
Left with that cheery thought, you begin planning a heist with the highest stakes. If you would like to skip the stakeout, no. Come on. Skids O'Toole is the ex-con, okay? He knows how to play people. He knows how to play games, and he knows how to play people. You don't skip the stakeout. The stakeout is... Planning is 90% of success. That's Skids' unofficial motto. I think like his official motto is look over there or something. Proceed to intro 5. Several days later, you meet with Isamara to discuss a plan for staking out the casino in advance of the heist. She explains what you need to look for as the night of the stakeout approaches, warning that you will not have time to accomplish anything. A social engineer. What follows is a summary of the information Isamara conveys to the investigators about the upcoming stakeout of the casino. This feels to me like the writers were like, fuck it, we're not doing this in prose, I'm just going to give you a list. High rollers are held in high regard. If you throw enough money around, it will open up options during the heist. Well, that's Skid's specialty. He's already taken out a big loan to come over here so that he'll have enough money to pretend to be a high roller to be at the tables. Obtaining a uniform from one of the casino employees could go a long way towards allowing you to pass by unnoticed. Isamara is very invested in the heist, but she's also understandably concerned about getting directly involved. Perhaps you could change her mind? The more money you win, the greater the chance the casino will have to roll out cash carts for the busy night of the heist. Everyone seen Ocean's 11? Good. These carts happen to have enough space inside for a person to hide. Somewhere in the casino is a major vent that runs from the public areas directly to the employee areas, bypassing normal employee entrance. This feels like something Skids would want to do. He's not a thief. He's not a thief by trade. But like, if you don't, I mean, ideally you'd talk your way past the guards at the entrance, but like, if you don't have to fake credentials or whatever. Yes. Seriously, Crosshair, what the hell? That would have been nice. Oh my god, there's more. Abaran keeps the keys to his office on his person while making his daily rounds. It's a risk, but if you can get the keys off him, you won't have to find a way into his office later. He's no thief. He's a robber. He robs. There is a space within the main hall that can be used to hide assets for the heist. Any assets placed here will be immediately available when the big night begins. So I think we can probably tuck cards away for later, for part 2. The wellspring of fortune feeds off and manipulates forces of fortune and luck. The more you play games of chance, the easier and faster it will be to gain control of it later. No problem, that's what I wanted to do anyway. Finally, the more clues you can gather about casino operations, the better your chances of keeping a low profile when it comes time for the actual heist, and the more prepared you will be for your role. So, lots to do. I happen to be aware there's like a little checklist in this scenario. Yeah, oh my god, for sure. Crosshair, I feel like we should play anyway off stream, because I feel like it's going to... Well, let's see how it goes, right? Let's see how Skids manages here, especially solo. So we're using Agenda 1 and Act 1. Set some stuff aside out of play. Put the casino floor, casino lounge, high rollers table into play. Put each other public location into play. I think this has been done. We'll have a look. Place the stakeout story card. We begin play at the casino floor, Calm Night. So let's have a look at the map real quick. So here's me. Casino floor is down here, Calm Night. I'll look at all the locations a bit more detailed later. There is indeed a checklist here called the stakeout. Poker table, slot machines, roulette wheel, baccarat table. Fucking baccarat. High rollers table, casino lounge. Some of them seems to be starting play revealed. Some of them are not. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Casino floor, casino lounge, and high rollers table. Calm Night side face up, which tells me they also have a less calm night side. Put Isamara Ordóñez into play at the baccarat table. Spawn the Abaran Arigoricacoa. I'm not going to say that more than once, guys. The man with the ruby... I'm going to call him the man with the ruby ring. If you recall, in the Scarlet Keys, the Scarlet Coterie are all the bad guys, some of whom... Bad guys. Antagonists, some of whom are, like, not so bad, and you can talk to them and persuade them to help you and stuff. They all have, like, a different red accessory of clothing, and I'm shocked that Ruby did not come out. Ari Goria Agakoa. Ari Goria Agakoa. Spawn one copy of Casino Guard at Roulette Wheel. Attach, if the uniform fits, story card to it. I think that's here, the Roulette Wheel. This is the uniform fits, and there are 3 Casino Guards. Oh, here we go. Spawn one randomly at the Roulette Wheel and shuffle the rest into the encounter deck. It's been done. That's a queen of clubs. I'm going to shuffle the rest into the encounter deck, as it's said to do. Pow. What else we got here? Each investigator chooses one of the roll story assets and takes control of it. Unpracticed side face up. Rude. I'm very practiced. If there is exactly one investigator, that investigator chooses and takes control of an additional roll story asset. Oh, I get 2 rolls? Remove each roll story asset not chosen from the game. Let's have a look at these rolls. These are rolls in the heist, right? Guys. Oh my god. The muscle. So it's not permanent, but it cannot be discarded. After you defeat a casino enemy, exhaust the muscle to reduce your alarm level by 1. 2 instead if there are no other casino enemies around you. Yeah, oh, actually, a good point. Yeah, change your roll. No, not that roll. Not that roll. So Skids does have muscle, but is he the muscle? The face. Who needs lockpicks when you got this smile? Action parley. Choose a casino enemy at your location. Test will or intellect 3. Not Skids' best stats. If you succeed, exhaust the face to reduce anyone's alarm level by 1. Story would compel me to take the face, but mechanics compel me not to. Let's have a look at the others. The thief! When a casino enemy at a connecting location resolves its patrol keyword, exhaust the thief, change the patrol location of that enemy from clockwise to counterclockwise or vice versa. Flower, I realize now in hindsight, of course, what am I doing? Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and, oh. Sorry, I typed Fine. I meant Jacqueline Fine is an investigator in this scenario. Oh yes, there's an upgraded Fine clothes now. Okay. Guys, don't look for a second. In fact, actually, I'm going to do this. Don't look for a second while I quickly switch out a card in my deck. Shh. I can't tell you what it is. Fucking hell. Trust. Just trust, okay? Trust. All right. We're back. Nope, I said we're back. I said we're back! Okay, now. Okay, so the thief allows you to basically send baddies the other way, away from you, which is great. That's definitely what Skid wants. The grifter. When you check game icons, when resolving an ability on a game location, so that would be, I guess, when you're gambling, exhaust the grifter. 2, raise your alarm level by 1 to change the rank, suit, or color of a discarded game icon to anything. Incredible. Yeah, exactly, Flower. I mean, this is Monte Carlo. You can get whatever you want. Can you dry clean these, can you dry clean my pants? Shine these shoes? Oh, and get me a new tux while you're at it. Thanks. Thanks, Toots. Gross. Or, you can reduce your alarm level by 1. Okay, straight up and down, I am very tempted by the thief and the grifter. However, the face is what Skids is known for. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, you have to succeed at the face, right? But you're right. You could gamble, increase your alarm level, then parley, reduce it. I like it. I'm doing it. The grifter and the face. Grifter and the face, grifter and the face. And we'll also, of course, you know, we'll note as well, of course, that we might, or parley, fail it. Very possible. Oh boy. And we remove these from the game. Attached. Yeah, Flower. I have a feeling the practice side will be even better. Attach the Wellspring of Fortune key, stable side face up, to the act deck. Place 7 clues on it. 7 clues per investigator. Its text box is considered to be blank. I'm going to do that right now. And we're going to... Oh, there's even a little counter here. So, if we remember keys, it's blank. Oh, is that true, Cthulhu? That's so dope. That's so good. I didn't know that. What a... Oh my god. That's just smart game design, man. Not smart, just cute game design. Oh, I don't even need to be up here because I could woohoo do this. All right. We'll figure out what the Wellspring clues are for later. Set the following cards aside out of play. Well, that's fine. Place 1 doom. This is your alarm level. Don't worry about it. So our alarm level is 1 because Skids is not known here. Shuffle the remainder of the encountered cards to build the encounter deck. You are now ready to begin. Let's have a look at our map, shall we? Skids O'Toole is starting here at the casino floor. Standing in the center of the casino floor is overwhelming with its dazzling interior and clamor, #Clamorgate, of well-to-do patrons. So, the stakeout. Each of the following is a task that can be completed in Fortune and Folly Part 1. Hello, Theological Bear. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. This is Arkham Horror, the card game. Is this the command? Nailed it. We're just about to start our little scenario with our ex-con, Skids O'Toole. Okay, so this is a little checklist of things we can do in the scenario. So obviously we want to do as many as possible, if we can. Forced. When an investigator is eliminated by defeat or resignation, place their clues on this story card. So the clues you find, even if you're defeated, you know, go towards staking out. I can resign from the casino floor. This is where the door is, right? Action. Place an asset from your hand or play area face down beneath casino floor as part of your crew's stash for the heist. This is how you stash shit. It's a whole action, which is less good. But if I'm stashing something that I know I only have one of for the heist, like that's going to be really strong, potentially. I mean, it is a good point, Crosshair. So we'll have to see if there is some sort of, like, mechanic that involves that. Because you're right, I don't know. Poker table, slot machines, roulette wheel, baccarat table. Yes, sir, Mr. Butt. Let's have a quick look at Izamara. She's at the baccarat table. She's an inconspicuous ally. Parlay test willpower X. X is the highest alarm level among investigators. If you succeed, place a clue on her. If there are one clue on her, remember that you convinced her to participate in the heist. So, if I am well dressed, perhaps, I could probably convince her to join the heist. Over here at the roulette wheel, there is a casino guard who is an aloof enemy. I need to talk to you for a moment. I need to talk to you for a moment. Excuse me, sir. I need to talk to you for a moment. There it is. I sounded a bit like, oh my god, Hercule Poirot. Yes, Crosshair, agreed. Oh god, you're right, Flower. Shit. No, but I want to convince her then. So he patrols counterclockwise, which is this way. So he'll go away from me, basically. He has a spawn instruction, which doesn't matter. Forced. After you raise your alarm level at his location, you take a damage. So he doesn't engage you or anything, but he will... he will beat your ass. If the uniform fits. This casino employee looks like they're wearing a uniform your size. Action. Fight. Perform this attack only on this enemy. Test combat 3. If you succeed, they have been knocked out. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1. Fucking hell. And then if you defeat them for any other reason, this card leaves because you can't take their clothes. If the attached enemy has been knocked out, remember that you obtained an employee uniform. Raise your alarm level by 1 if another enemy is at your location or connecting location. So combat, Skids has a 3. So with a bit of a boost, I might be able to pull this off. What else do we have here? The High Rollers table, Calm Night. At which Abaran Ari, I'm looking for Crosshair's pronunciation, Arigoria Agakoa is chilling. Oop, there we go. Let's have a look. The Man with the Ruby Ring, the Ace of Diamonds, Natch. Aloof patrol clockwise. He's a coterie enemy and elite. He does no damage and no horror. But forced, when you engage him, immediately advance the agenda. Arigorilla. Very good. Action. Test agility 3. That's Skid's forte. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1. If you succeed, discard the top... Fucking hell. If you succeed, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Check its game icon. If it is red, remember that you stole his keys. If there's some way I can game it to know that the odds of being red are higher, then this is decent. But otherwise, it's a bit of a chance. And there's also the casino lounge. Oh, here, I guess we'll look at these. The High Rollers table said, action. If there are no clues here, spend 4 resources. Remember that you impersonated a high roller. No need to impersonate here, baby. Discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Check their game icons. You may mulligan once. If all 5 cards have the same suit, or a sequential rank, or if 4 of the cards have the same rank, gain 8 resources. A reminder, it says you can mulligan once, and we have the Grifter, which says I can raise my alarm level by 1 to change the rank, suit, or color of something to anything. So this gives me a bit more flexibility. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to try to, again, impersonate a high roller. The sumptuous lounge area boasts culinary delights, a stage suitable for all manner of entertainment, and countless tables for conducting business, both legal and illicit, naturally. It's a 5-shroud location, and it says action. If there are no clues on it, test agility 3. If you succeed, remember you found a vent. So I'm thinking agility is what I'm definitely going for. Parlay would be nice as well. That, my friends, is the map, and we've got a little checklist of things that we can do, hopefully, and we want to get clues, and we want to throw money around. Agenda 1A. The house always watches. You have arrived at Défis de la Roulette. If you are to recover the wellspring, you must learn all that you can about this casino and the cult that operates it. Oh, that's pretty good, Crosshair. Forced, at the start of the enemy phase, Investigator at the same location as a ready casino enemy, raise their alarm levels by 1. What that means, folks. Enemies patrol and move when hunters hunt. So, it means that if someone patrols into your location, this forced effect does not fire, because they wouldn't have been there at the start of the enemy phase. So basically, if I end my turn... There it is. If I end my turn at a location with an enemy, then, yeah. Oh, God. We card counted. So that's the thing, Cthulhu, I guess, right? Like, there are 23... 24 encounter cards, 4 suits, 6 ranks. So I guess there's one of each thing, right? Yeah. Hang on, what did it say here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I must be missing some encounter cards then. At the beginning. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so there's another forced effect here. After an investigator defeats a casino enemy, raise your alarm level by 1. So I'm going to try not to kick anyone's ass. I'm just going to try to keep a low profile, learn as much as I can, or Skids is going to learn as much as he can about the casino, and keep moving. Act 1A, Case in the Joint. You must tread carefully, as arousing suspicion may ruin your plans before they've even begun. Reaction, after you trigger the action ability on a game location, which I assume is the high roller table is a game location. Don't worry, Mr. Butt. It's part 2 next week is gonna be out of control immediately, I'm sure. Remove a clue from the Wellspring of Fortune. 2 clues instead if you gained resources from the game location's ability. Well, I plan on gaining resources, so... The more you gamble, the more you kind of control, or the more the Wellspring of Fortune is activated. Objective, accomplish as many tasks as you can and get out before you're noticed. If each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. So we have, I should have said 8 Doom on the agenda. So that's 8 rounds to do as many things as possible. Quick back of the napkin math here. There's, 7 locations... There's like 6 tasks, a bunch of clues. I want to play some stuff. It's gonna be pretty tight to get a bunch of things done, but I want to try to do at least 3 tasks. I want to try to do at least 3 tasks without messing it up too much. I'm hoping by being a grifter and a face, it's gonna work. All right, my friends. I believe it is time. Skids O'Toole. Also, do we prefer this art for Skids, the sort of realistic art? Or do we prefer this guy? Mr. Moneybags. He's at a casino in this art. It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. Don't respond if you want to respond, but like, he's at a goddamn casino. Oh, Grace. Grifter and face. All right. Frifter. Hi, I'm Skids O'Toole, also known as the Frifter. Fucking hell. All right, my friends. We didn't do a deck building. Fafter. Just fashing around. Fafter, I guess it would be. Y'all didn't see this deck getting built because it was off stream. I will, I think, after this, like, couple of standalone scenarios, so this part 1, part 2, I'll probably do a Marian Tavares deck building stream because it's not working the way I want it to work right now. We're going to draw our opening hands, my friend. Let's scope out a casino. Let's get doomed. Okay. Oh, God. What happened to my card? Okay. That's a tarot card. That's, Thieves' Kit and Lockpicks. I definitely want the lockpicks because I have a 5-shroud location to clear, which means I probably don't need the Thieves' Kit, but I could tuck it away. I also really like the idea of tucking away my single copy of Blur. Blur is a spell that you can use to evade And you can, yeah, and if you evade and you succeed, you can spend a charge to take an additional action, which we do like for Mr. Skids O'Toole. I need money, is what I actually need. Because I've got the moon and the lockpicks will help me get clues, but I actually need money. Thieves' Kit gives money, but it also costs money. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and toss 1, 2, 3 back. No money. That is truly tragic. However, we do also have our friend, the cat burglar. No name. No name, Skids.
Sorry, Tony.
It's not Tony, it's, fucking hell, what's his name? The evading guy. Finn. He's an ally who gives +1 agility. You can exhaust him to disengage from enemies engaged with you and move. It doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. So it doesn't evade enemies, but it does let you just basically sneak around them. Disguise, Catman. Disguise is a trick. We've seen this before. Wendy had a disguise kit as well. It gives an even better evasion that unreadies things. And a vicious blow, completely useless right now. I do not want to kill anybody. This is actually pretty heavy. No money, which is pretty bad. Okay, but the game begins and the moon comes into play. Open your eyes. Listen to your shadow. The moon... Yeah! Oh, yeah, there you go. Crosshair's right. I'm just going to go win some money. I'm just going to go win some money. The moon has always been... sort of a symbol to Skids. When he was in prison, he would often watch out of his little cell window by night and try to, try to write letters to his mother by the light of the moon. I think I'm gonna... Did he howl at it? Great question. I mean, he seems to be here. It's only gambling if you might lose. Great point, everybody. Really great point. Okay, so I think we play our lockpicks because we definitely want to get into a couple of places in this scenario. And then we can only do once per turn. Place an asset from your hand beneath the casino floor as part of your crew's stash for the heist. Do we stash our friend or do we stash our disguise kit? What am I even talking about? Sorry. Do I have I think if I have 2 copies of one of these cards, that'll... Oh, I have 2 copies of both of the cards. You wouldn't stash a person. Wait. You wouldn't steal a car. Oh, Flower, I love it. We smuggle him in the goddamn fucking money cart. I love it. Okay. Skids is gonna have a friend. Exactly. He's in a suitcase the whole fucking day. Okay, we've got our lockpicks. We've got the luck of the moon. We're a grifter and a face. And we've got no anything else. Let's just we've tucked our friend away with a little oxygen bottle. He's got oxygen enough for an hour. Let's move. I think we want to get to Izamara before our alarm goes up too much, so I feel like we're going to avoid the slot machines. We're going to go to the poker table for now. The poker tables are constantly in demand, each game filled with players from around the continent and the world. Clattering fills the air as piles of chips are relentlessly pushed and stacked, each one a bet against destiny. The air is thick with smoke, sweat, and the tension of a good bluff. Gross. 3 shroud, 1 clue. Omaha 8 or better. Nothing's wild. Sky's the limit. I don't know what any of those words mean when it comes to poker, but that's okay. Action, spend 2 resources. Discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Check their game icons. You may mulligan once. If all of them have a sequential rank, gross. Or if 3 or more have the same rank, gross, gain 5. Unfortunately, I'm out of actions. Now, I can spend 2 resources for an action, but I'm not going to do that because then I will have no money. So, and our alarm can't go below 0. So, in fact, I'm going to leave my turn here as it is. Skids, as he is staking out, he looks to his right. A man, I'm just going to show him again. A man dressed as a custodial worker. Peaked cap pulled down low over his eyes. Shifts his eyeline just enough so that Skids can nod once, almost imperceptibly, touch his ear, and move off towards the poker tables. This man, what do we call him? Call him Lynxy Lenny? Nope, that's Tony the Tiger. We're gonna call him Tony the Tiger. He's a cat burglar, a thief that Skids met during a previous jewel heist, where he was the face of the operation, and Tony was the hands. That's gonna be my turn. We're gonna go ahead and upkeep. Take the initiative. That's a great card. Foxy Felix. That is the correct answer, Crosshair. This is... Hang on. Please hold. Please hold. Perfect. That's going to remind me that his name is Foxy Felix. We upkeep into a Take the Initiative, which is 3 wild icons, but it loses a wild for each action that has been performed this phase. So, all right. Skids is scoping out the casino. Obviously, as mentioned, there is tons of money changing hands here, probably in the thousands of 1920s dollars, or where various types of francs and pounds sterling are being exchanged and all sorts of shit. But so far, no members of any sinister cult. This is just a casino. An expensive one, to be sure, but a casino nonetheless. We go to 1 out of 8 Doom. I shuffled the shit out of that. And our encounter card is an Arcane Spotlight. Light blares in from the roof. No one around Skids seems to notice the massive spotlight from somewhere outside shining down onto him, or onto the poker table at which Skids has found himself. Attached to the nearest location without a copy of Arcane Spotlight, after you enter the location, raise your alarm level by 1. At the end of the round, each person here raises their alarm level by 1 and discard Arcane Spotlight. Well, the spotlight is on, so we gotta get the F out of here. Yeah, Flower, I mean, I would say either, if it's not, one's portfolio should be only the art one is most proud of or that most represents you. I don't know who Pixeloid Studios are, but maybe they don't do this kind of art normally. And also, yes, Crosshair is correct. They might have been under a very strict please don't publish this anywhere situation. Oh, okay. All right, ka-chunk. The light bears down on Skids. He kind of squints and is just like, holy shit, where's that even coming from? Oh, shoot, I never moved enemies. The casino guard with the Skids O'Toole size uniform patrols counterclockwise. And Abaran, the man with the ruby ring, patrols clockwise. So they're off here having a little chat. Any problems tonight? Casino guard shakes his head. Just a regular night. Mr. Abaran, Mr. Ari Gorilla. Fucking hell. Alright, we're back around. Oh, that's kind of fun, Flower. Alright, we've got lockpicks. We've got Take the Initiative. We've got the Face, the Grifter, and a bit of money. Not a ton of money, unfortunately, which is tragic. So I think we use the lockpicks to try to grab this clue, because clues are good. Exhaust lockpicks. Investigate. Add your agility to your skill value. If you do not succeed by at least 2, remove a supply from lockpicks. Skids, despite the massive amount of light now flooding in from the ceiling, Skids is on the move. He has to play out his hand at this poker table, but he's already on the move into the next room. He catches a flash of red from Izamara's dress, which he can, oh, thank God, a friendly face. He's a lone wolf, so to speak, but At least he knows what's going on here. Let's go ahead and investigate. I have 8 skill value against the 3 shroud of this location. First token of the game. My guys. That is delicious. +2. If you succeed, gain 2 resources. Don't mind if I diggity do. And I did forget to do this. I will quickly grab the Elder Sign and Tentacle counters because I now like to track this sort of thing because it is fun to see what the whims of fate are. Rigged! Fucking rigged. Skids is immediately able to calculate the trajectories of money carts, the patterns of dealers. How often do they switch out? Where do they go? Where does the employee break room seem to be? He's able to immediately kind of get a sense of all of this. Second action, I'm going to spend those 2 resources to play some fucking poker. Wish me luck, everybody. Discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck and check their game icons. You may mulligan once. What are we looking for? Sequential or the same rank? That's what we're looking for. I'm discarding 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. So we're allowed to mulligan, which means I am going to mulligan once, hoping for a jack, because then that'll be sequential. Great question, Crosshair. It's 4 through... Or is it just 7 through? I should have checked, eh? I can just grift as well, Flower, but if I mulligan first, I might not have to. Yeah, 4's through kings, I think. Oh, sorry, Crosshair. Yeah. You can't see, can you? 7, 8, 9, 10. Fucking hell. So we could mulligan all 3 to hope for another 8. And then that would succeed. Or we can mulligan once, hope for a jack, and if we don't get it, we'll just grift. Yes. Oh, I feel like maybe, yeah. Yeah, because there's more options. I'm going to toss this, actually, I don't like this Obsessed Gambler, so I'm going to toss them. Mulligan once into a 10. Unfortunately, not a jack, but I will, what does it say? Exhaust the grifter. Raise your alarm level by 1 to change the rank, suit, or color of a discarded game icon to anything. I will change it to a jack, which means I have successfully grifted. Congratulations. We discard these cards to the bin. What does it say? Oh, I can't. Because Skids is like, wow, I win again. I can't believe it. $5. That's crazy. Oh, the key. Thanks, Flower. I gained money from this, so I... Can I not? Oh, I can't interact with that from... No, I can't interact with it window in window. Okay, that's fine. I gained resources, so I lose 2 clues off the key. So that's pretty good. And then I can use the face to probably reduce my alarm level, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just move on, I think. We need to get out of here before the spotlight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe, eh? That's fine for now. Skids is going to move on. He's now... Oh, it's true. Although, here's my thought, Crosshair. I'm going to move for my last action. I do have $2 to parlay. However, take the initiative will be worth 3 points next round. Because it loses wilds for each actions that have been completed. So I'm just thinking... Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to do it next round, and then I'll have the take the initiative. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, my God, you're right. Let's have a look. So, with the floodlight bearing down on him, Skids wins a big hand, rakes in the chips, tosses one cavalierly at the dealer. This is for you. Picks up his winnings and strides out towards the flash of red he saw earlier. Baccarat has been popular among French nobility and aristocrats for over a century, perhaps longer. Even in this casino, this seems to remain true, with the most well-dressed and ostentatious sitting around the baccarat tables. 4 shroud, 1 clue, Isamara is here. Spend 2 resources, name player, banker, or tie. That's annoying. I don't know how to play baccarat. Discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck, check their game icons. If the combined value of their ranks is higher than 18, the player wins. Lower than 18, the banker wins. Equal to 18, it is a tie. If this result matches the result you named, gain 4 resources. It's spend 2 to gain 4. Like, I don't... Whatever. Oh! A flower. I like the hell out of that flower. All right, retconned. Yeah. Picks up his winnings. Flips a chip at the dealer with a little bit of panache so that people's eyes are in the air as he dumps the 6 of clubs in the trash. I'm not going to spend my resources. I'm going to save them. And we're going to go into the enemy phase, where Abaran finishes, the man with the ruby ring, finishes speaking to his guard and continues to patrol. While this guy continues to patrol that way. I still have not accomplished anything, per se, but I got a clue and some money, and I drew a hot streak level 4. Oh, that's funny. I win again. Sorry, Sugar. Just not your night. This is 3 resources for 10 resources, so this is action 7. Better than some fucking baccarat. I'll tell you that for free. All right. 2... Oh, I can't Do you think it's because it's not... All right, that's fine. 2 out of 8 Doom. Yes, that is true, Crosshair. Yeah, when you... What does it say? When you trigger the action on a game location, remove a clue from the Wellspring of Fortune. 2 clues instead if you gain money. That's true, which I'd like to do. 2 out of 8 Doom. Things are looking up, but time is going to start to run short very quickly. A security patrol. Not great. This is an aloof patrolling... well, obviously I think with Skid's incredible win, there's like a light smattering of applause and like a, whoa, I can't believe you did that. A few more guards are added to the patrol. Abaran is getting the sense that something might be up. It spawns at the casino lounge or the security office. I think the lounge is closer to me. There he is. So it spawns over here. And he says, clockwise, so he'll go down. Forced, after security patrol moves to your location during the enemy phase, raise your alarm level by 1. Okay. So normally, there's a forced effect that says if you start the enemy phase at a location with an enemy, your alarm goes up because they're watching you. And security patrol also says, after they move to your location, during the enemy phase, raise your alarm level by 1. So, these guys are really on the hunt now for Skids, as it were. Okay, but just an enemy. Nothing so bad. Okay, we're here. We are at the baccarat table. Oh, and question, what about this arcane spotlight? At the end of the round, each investigator at the attached location raises their alarm level by 1. Discard arcane spotlight. It says discard. I'm going to discard it. The light clicks off as Skids moves away. So I think first things first, we gotta see if Isamara can help us with this. She seemed nervous. She finishes her set, steps off the stage, lights up a cigarette, takes a long drink from a delightful-looking old-fashioned. Skids just leans into her next to her at the bar. Oh, yeah, when you check game icons when resolving an ability. Oh, or the face, which is not fast. So it's parlay to potentially reduce your alarm level. Grifter is in the sense that in that it happens during a game event. No problemo, Cthulhu. I got it. Okay, got it, Flower. I'm preparing. Oh! Yeah! Yes, you're right, Crosshair. Yeah, so I could gamble, not change anything, reduce my alarm level by 1, then she would be a 1 difficulty. And that's true. Yeah, I would have less icons on Take the Initiative, so I'm just going to go for it, I think. But I do like this idea. This is good. I also don't mind having a bit of alarm. I don't mind being a little alarmed. Let's see what I can do in terms of getting... Yeah, it's like about the same, right? So I'm going to parlay Miss Isamara Ordóñez. I'm testing willpower 2, so I'm 2 to 2. However, I'm going to straight up take the initiative here. He's going to lean in and start to explain that, in fact, you know, he can't get into too many details, but he's pulled this kind of job before. And he knows that the biggest danger, the biggest threat, is that when things are discovered, a place like this will immediately go into lockdown, and they will start looking for leaks. It's not a threat, Isamara. It's a certainty. They will find out that you spoke to me. They will find out that you are not loyal. Join me in this. We split the winnings. We go start another life somewhere else. I'm testing 5 to 2. Just gonna go ahead and test it. That is infuriating. Flower, you did this. Flower, you did this. Damn it. Isamara shrinks back from Skids, terrified of Crosshair's got my number. I love that everybody's got my number on RPGs and just in general, you know? Yeah, it's good. She shrinks back, finishes her delightful looking cocktail, and then turns her back. A little puff of perfume going by Skid's nose as she strides back onto the stage and starts singing another enchanting, upbeat, jazzy song, staring daggers at him. Looks like she's not interested in joining the fight. At least not yet. Getting money here is not going to do very much for me. Okay, let's talk stakeout here. I would like to find a vent and impersonate a high roller. I'm not going to be able to convince Isamara, at least now. Yeah, I know, but like 2 to 1... It's not impossible, I guess. Fuck it. What we do need to do is spend money and grift. That's what we need to do. So, spending $2. I'm going to name Player. I'm going to name Player, and I'm going to say the combined value of the ranks of the cards I'm about to discard are going to be higher than 18. I don't really care about winning, because I would like to lower my alarm level, in fact. It is, in fact, a tie. Which is tragic, because I would have preferred to win money. However, I cannot win and reduce my alarm level by 1, so I will just reduce my alarm level by 1. However, I spent money on a game, he did not win, and giving a bit of time, letting the heat cool off, as it were. Maybe he can, you know, give Isamara, maybe he can give her another shot here. Third action, I'm going to play Hot Streak, which nets me 7 resources to go to 14, which I really like. And then I'm going to spend 2 of those to take a 4th action, which will be to once again try to convince Isamara to join the party. Essentially, Skids is going to just... He's like, look, we got off on the wrong foot. Obviously, I'm not... He's like, obviously, I have your best interests at heart, my best interests at heart. He doesn't mention Foxy Felix, but What am I looking at here? I'm testing 2 to 1. I can't boost it or anything, so I'm just gonna go for it. I think these are the only things in the, bag, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take my $2 back. Thank you very much. 0 enough! Fucking hell. Somehow luck is on Skid's side today. She smiles. And she's like, look, I had to at least... Oh, got it, flower. Yeah. She's like, look, I had to at least see if you would, I had to at least make a scene for the employees, right? I can't just have strange men approaching me at the bar and me smiling and nodding, Place a clue on her, and then we convinced her to participate in the heist. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and check the box. That is the end of my turn. So, enemy phase, patrollers patrol. This guy is moving clockwise. This guy is also moving clockwise. This guy is moving counterclockwise, but it is not the beginning of the enemy phase, so I don't increase my alarm. A man wanders by, kind of eyeing Skids. He looks about Skids' size. Skids is like, I can take him. He's aloof. Right, and after I raise my alarm level here, I take a damage. Okay, but I think we're doing okay. Let's go ahead and upkeep. Oh, and I meant to discard these cards. Ah, hit me. Hit me, we've seen before, I think. This is a Fortune Gambit card. So you, basically, if you're failing a skill test because you've revealed a skill chaos token you don't like, you can reveal an additional one. Its minus becomes a plus, but if it's a skull, you fail. I don't know how the hell I'm going to succeed at that test, but maybe I just will. Did I just upkeep? I did. Oh, well, I have hit me, and I'm planning on being hit, right? So let's go ahead and mythos here. 3 out of 8 doom. We're looking for men in finance. We're looking for a casino guard's a perfect fit suit. But first, avarice calls. Oh, Skids! You must either take 2 horror or test will 1, where X is half of your alarm level rounded up. If you succeed, gain 2 resources. If you fail, take 2 horror and also raise your alarm level by 1. A casino guard is in finance, if you squint, I guess. All right, let's look at this again. I either have to take 2 horror or test willpower 1. I will be at 2 to 1. If I succeed, I gain $2. If I fail, I have to take the 2 horror and also raise my alarm level by 1. I'm tempted to just take the $2. If I raise my alarm level, the casino guard will deal me a damage. Yeah, exactly. Yes, the risk is 1 alarm, which I'm at 1 alarm, so it's not so bad. Here's the real question, I guess. Is this going to be made harder by having shitty alarm levels? I don't think so. Actually, let's talk about this, hey? Scenario card. Ah, skulls are minus X, half your alarm level, rounded up. Curses, cultists, reveal another token. Tablets are minus 3, elder things are minus 5. Yucky. So, raising my alarm level by 1, not so bad. Here, in context, right? I'm just gonna... Yeah, it's not... Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Let's do it. I'm gonna test it. A big, absolutely drunk man. Hang on, am I out of music? Yes. Jesus Christ. That was loud. An absolutely drunk man staggers over to the bar. His wallet's practically falling out of his pocket. In fact, it is. It's falling out of his pocket. The guy crouches down, picks it up, slams it on the counter, and he's like, I want another one of those French Chardonnays. Excuse me, sir, I think perhaps you've had enough. You know, they're starting to get into an argument. Skids can see a couple of crumpled bills lying where the man has forgotten about them. Perhaps he could just pick them up. -2. Okay. I would fail. I could hit me, reveal an additional token. I'm not going to do that, though, because I want to save that for fighting the guard. It's too bad. I'm going to take 2 horror, raise my alarm by 1, which also gives me a damage from the casino guard. In the scuffle, as Skids tries to smoothly pick up a couple of bills on the ground, the man whips around, smashing him in the head. Skids is like, oh my god, there's like a bit of a kerfuffle at the bar. But he's okay. He's okay for now. Perhaps Skids could use this to his advantage to maybe take this casino guard out, into what am I trying to say here? He could take the casino guard out, out into a little break room or into the washroom maybe to, manage it. Action, fight. Test combat 3. If you succeed, attach to... What the this is fighting music, actually. This sounds good. All right. Skids is, covered in booze now from the drunk man having staggered around. He's like, oh, God. The casino guard also has a little bit splashed on him. And he's like, all right, sir, let's break it up. Let's break it up. He's struggling with the large man. And Skids is like, oh, actually, sir, can you... And then he just kind of motions towards a corner of the room where they can just step around the corner for the briefest of moments. And Skids is going to try to overpower the casino guard. First action, I'm going to fight this uniformed guard. I'm testing combat 3. I have 3. I'm going to commit this vicious blow and go 4 to 3. Give me a -1. -2, not great. Hit me. Reveal an additional chaos token, switching its minus to a plus. Tablet. Tablets are -3, I think. So, +3, which effectively makes me +1 on the test. The guard immediately senses what Skids is trying to do, but Skids, just slightly quicker than lightning, clocks him in the side of the head. The man slumps over. Skids drags him into a broom closet, steals his uniform. He has been knocked out. Obtained an employee uniform. Raise your alarm by 1 if another enemy is at your location or a connecting location. They are not. Sorry. This is connecting? This is connecting. Fucking hell. There's a security patrol over here. So in fact, I do need to raise my alarm level by 1. Oh, good lord. No, of course not, Crosshair. Yeah. Discard the attached enemy from the game. Discard the attached enemy. Remove this story card from the game. We've got a uniform. Skids strides out of the broom closet. Uniform tucked neatly into a little duffel. Great question, Crosshair. It said, raise your alarm level by 1 if another enemy is at your location or a connecting location, which I forgot. This roulette wheel is... There is a guy here, and he's connected to the baccarat table. Which is annoying, because I thought... Because they're just going around in a circle, I kind of forgot that it's connected this way. But that's useful for me. I can cross over here. Okay. A great... Silly connection. A great first action. I need to take a quick break, I think, folks. It's 12:30 already, so actually... Are we going to even finish this scenario? It doesn't matter, Scott. I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back for more Skids of Monte Carlo. He's already persuaded Izamara and got an employee uniform. What more could he need? Some way into the vault, probably. We're going to be back on Arkham Horror, the card game. It's called Doomed. We're going to be back on Doomed in just a second. Doomed has returned, Mistrich. Of course, Flower is correct, as has been foretold by the scrolls of prophecy, as written in the ledger books of the casino Défis de la Roulette of the Monte Carlo. What is he on about? What is he on about? Guys, welcome back to Doomed. Sorry, I'm just catching up on a couple of things here. Welcome back to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. Skids O'Toole. Mother... I love it. Mistrich, We've determined, it's not official, but we've determined his name is Richard Dick O'Toole. He's got his friend Foxy Felix of Nancy Drew crossover fame is hiding, ready to do the heist. So, Mr. I'll catch you up really quick on the story so far. This is Fortune and Folly, the standalone scenario intended as part of the Scarlet Keys. Part 1 here, we're staking out the Casino Défis de la Roulette. Skids O'Toole, the ex-con, and friends are staking out this casino in an attempt to steal a powerful artifact called the Wellspring of Fortune, a key. We're trying to accomplish a lot of tasks so that we have an easier time of it once we've done our stakeout. The Wellspring of Fortune is an artifact that is worshipped by a cult and seems to have the power to control luck and probability. Skids also hopes to steal it so he can sell it. Yeah, Mistrich, so... Yeah, no, you did not. The last time I did a live Doom stream, as near as I remember, it was the finale with the crosshair of... So perhaps. We did scenario 7. We did the last scenario of Souls of Darkness, the fan campaign. We were going up a mountain. There was like a monastery at the top. That was this last scenario. Rex died at the end of Act 1. Oh, sorry, Mistrich. No, you're good then. No. Rex died. Wendy took her rightful place as the queen of the vampires or whatever in Romania. And then Rex reawoke in Arkham. And they're like, whoa, what a horrible dream. Who are these Adamses? All I meant is, let me catch up in terms of the story so far in this scenario. Because, yeah, I've got lots of great plans for Doom coming up, especially the Drowned City when it's out and ready. But I wanted to do a little side scenario. So far, Skids has managed to stash a friend, Foxy Felix, who's here and ready for the heist at the casino. He's going undercover. He's managed to grift some money at the poker table, which means he's activated the Wellspring of Fortune. He's convinced the lounge singer, his contact, Isamara Ordonez, to participate in the heist. And he's knocked out a guard and taken the guard's uniform, which he will use on that night of the heist, not tonight. And I still have 2 actions left this turn and a ton of money. Let's go ahead and move up to the High Rollers table. The High Rollers table, as a reminder, there has to be no clues here for me to spend the resources to impersonate a High Roller. Welcome back, the Crosshair. I was just catching Mistrich up on the story so far in this scenario. I've moved back. Let's go ahead and use the lockpicks here to investigate, try to grab a clue off of this sneaky High Rollers table. It's 3 Shroud, and I have 8 skill value with my lockpicks. So let's go ahead and test. I succeed. I succeed by at least 2. I don't lose a thing. I grab a clue. Clues are going to be important. And I cannot, tragically, high roll because there need to be no clues here. I could spend $2 to draw a card, which doesn't feel like bad. I could also... Right. The face means I have to choose a casino enemy at my location. Which is too bad. I guess I could have also... Yeah. Do I want to reduce my... That's correct, Mistrich. That's right. You bet, Mr. Butt. Hydrating immediately. That's right, Mistrich. This Fortune and Folly is a 2-part standalone scenario, but it's released within the context of the Scarlet Keys, so if you play it as part of the Scarlet Keys, the baddie here is a member of the coterie because he's got the man with the ruby ring, and there's a key, and blah, blah, blah. We're not playing it within that context. I could crosshair, except I can only use lockpicks once per turn, and I feel like 3 to 3 is not my best. Not my best stat to test. I would spend $2 to go 3 to 3, which, as we can see from the makeup of things here, is not ideal. Mistrich, I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I think it really sucks to play it blind. I played it the second time I played it even, actually. First time was on stream, of course. The second time was with my friend off stream, over Discord or whatever. And I left him in charge of making a lot of the choices because I didn't want to, guide it too much as having played it before. And he full on chose all of the options that weren't scenarios. So we barely played, basically. We can flower. I don't think we're gonna need it. This scenario. I'm thinking this is just the oh my god. The scope out. We're scoping it out. The stakeout. That's the one. And all of these guys are aloof. Did you spend the day in Bermuda that cost thousands of lives? Maybe. All right, Crosshair. Spending $2, and I'm going 3 to 3. Wow, look at that. Fucking hell. All right. No bueno. It's fine. It's done. We go to the enemy phase where Abaran makes his way around to the casino floor. He does not, of course, see Foxy Felix. The security patrol also patrols clockwise. Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, you're right. 100%. Oh! I upkept into hospital debts. Seeing an elderly lady, Skids immediately is like, is that Mom? Then he remembers, of course, his mother's deceased. His mother's passed away. And the crushing burden of the reality of the situation crashes down on him. He went into crime to pay for these debts, these medical procedures, and now he is just in so much debt. Put it into play in your threat area. Free trigger, move a resource from your resource pool to hospital debts, limit 3 times per round. When the game ends, if it has fewer than 9 resources on it, you earn 2 fewer experience for this scenario. That's correct, Flower. Now, I like the idea of Skids, paying his debts and making his money and stuff, but I think let's do that once we know that we've high rolled, right? I want to make sure that we high roll properly, and then if we make our money by grifting, say, maybe we'll do better for ourselves. Yeah, when there's 3 rounds left. Okay, we go to 4 Doom. Skids is looking around the high rollers table, looking for a place to join, looking for just the right table for him to interact with when, again, these blaring spotlights from outside. Where are they even getting? Oh, 3 per turn. Limit 3 times per round. Correct, Mistrich. Correct. Sorry. Or, I could win a new car! This arcane spotlight, as a reminder, when you enter the location, you raise your alarm by 1. At the end of the round, anyone here raises their alarm by 1 and discard it. So I'm going to just get out of here. That's okay. With the lights on him, Skids realizes, I'm not going to be able to stay in the darkness. I am going to have to show my hand a little bit and be the high roller that I know myself to be. I'm going to lockpick again. Yep, get a clue, win a game, yeet. Easy peas. Let's go ahead and lockpicks. I'm 8 to 3. Okay. So that 5 to 3 is still a success. I get the clue, which is good. Because I now have 3 clues, and it also means I can action. Spend 4 resources, impersonate a high roller. I'm going to go ahead and do that. He goes, sorry, Mom. Your legacy's going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Check their game icons. You may mulligan once if all 5 have the same suit or a sequential rank, or if 4 of the cards have the same rank. Gain 8 resources. And it's still action for 4. It's not... But it feels good because it's winning, right? Let's go ahead and discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight, flush, 4 of a kind. Queen of diamonds. Jack of clubs. 7 of clubs. Yeah, Mr. I kind of feel like Skids is that guy a little bit, right? A 7 of spades. and a 9 of hearts. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's put them in order. So we've got 7, 9, Jack, Queen, which means I could throw both 7s and hope for 8, 10, or 10 King. Right? Also, as a reminder, the Grifter says, raise your alarm by 1 to change the rank, suit, or color of a discarded game icon to anything. I think it's 4 of a kind, Crosshair. Yeah. Oh, so discard 3 to hope for 2 7s. Yeah. Oh, actually, better question. Can we count cards? Yes, we can. They're just in the bin. Excuse me. Oh, right. I see what you're saying. So I think there's probably only 4 of each number. So, for example, I see 2 8s already in the bin, and a 7, and another 8. So we're not going to get an 8. So I'm not going to bother with that. There's a 7. Would there be 3 or 4 of each one, I guess? 10, 10, 9, Jack, Queen, Jack, Queen. No kings yet. Oh, great question. The garden play, I think, has a 10? It's a Jack and an Ace. So, hang on, I'm not actually counting. Well, unless there's only 3 of each, Crosshair, right? That's my question. Are there only 3 of each? There's 4 suits. Oh my god, hang on. Oh my god, right, of course. And of course, because there's 4 suits, right? So yes, a 7 of diamonds, a 7 of clubs, a 7 of spades. Alright, we're doing it. Oh god, I'm scared. Mulligan. 9. 8. This isn't gonna work. Queen. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Alright. Because we're looking for a straight... balls. Because I would need 8, 10, Jack. 10, Jack. 4 suits, it's true. Balls. Oh, yeah, hang on. Spade, spade, spade. Nope. Club. Heart. So these are different suits. Because, yeah, flush is not the same color, right? It's the same suit. If all 5 cards have the same suit or a sequential rank, or if 4 of them have the same rank, gain 8 resources. I mean, look, I just needed to impersonate the high roll. I don't need to win. But you know what I will do, actually? I'm going to go ahead and grift to reduce my alarm level by 1. Yes! It's a winner! Okay. It sucks, but let's take a clue off the fortune. The Wellspring of Fortune. Exactly, Flower. Skids knew enough to play this one straight, so to speak. He knew, win or lose, people are seeing him throw enough money around that they know him to be a high roller, someone who can access... Yeah, exactly, Crosshair, I agree. Especially because I got fucking 7 from that one card, right? That was 2. First action was a clue, second action was gambling, third action is move. And I've already lockpicked, so I think we just leave it, but let's see. We go to the lounge. Feigning a bit of crankiness for not having won. Oh, shoot, it was so close, you know? He stalks off towards the lounge, looking for a cigar and a glass of scotch, but smiling to himself. We got him. 5 Shroud, 2 clues. If there are no clues, test Agility 3 to find event. That's okay. Do I want to spend money on the hospital debts? No. No, I don't. I want to go ahead and go enemy phase. Abaran moves to the poker table, trying to snip, and the security patrol move towards the casino floor. We have... This is 4 dooms, so we've got 5, 6, 7. 3 rounds left. Perfect. Right? Till I get something that forces me to lose money here. It's momentum. I'm still in the upkeep phase, so I know there's a window somewhere in the upkeep phase to spend money. The thing is, realistically, the punishment for this doesn't actually matter, right? Because this scenario won't give XP because it's part 1 of a 2-part scenario. It feels a little lame to not engage with it, though. And what else am I going to need money for? Yeah, I'm doing it. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put 3 resources on hospital debts. Can I, make a stack of these anymore, or no? Huh. Story first. Alright, well, whatever. Let's do a little boop, boop, boop. Oh, extra actions is also, of course, the other reason to have money. That's correct, Flower. In fact, that's the whole point of playing Skids. Whoops! Anyway, I got a momentum, which I'm going to definitely be using. 5 out of 8 Doom. Let me go ahead and draw an encounter card. Skids enjoying his cigar, glass of scotch, trying to look like he's keeping up with current events, but also taking in the room at large. We also lose the arcane spotlight. Inconvenient questioning. The nearest non-unique casino enemy, which this guy is unique, Abaran is of course unique. The security patrol moves once towards you, and you test Book 3. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1, and each non-unique casino enemy at your location loses aloof until the end of the round. That's fine. I'll move this guy back towards me. He's not at my location, so it doesn't matter if I take another alarm. I'm just going to test this because I want to keep my momentum for when it really matters. Uh-oh. Aye! Okay, I was 3-3 on inconvenient questioning. The equivalent of a conductor on a train. Just a casino employee, just making the rounds, asking questions. It's a little inconvenient because Skids is scoping out this event that he's heard about from Isamara. But thankfully, he manages to sidestep the questioning neatly, just provide his papers, smile, mention how crappy it was to have lost so much money at the high rollers table, and then he disappears. The man, not Skids. But I drew a cultist, which is reveal another token, and then a 0. So we pass. We go back, and now it is time to pow. First action, lockpicks. We're going to try to get the clues off this location and find... Ah, yes, thank you, Crosshair. It is if you fail, reveal another token. If you fail, raise your alarm by 1. So that would have, that would have gone way up. But I did not. Lockpicks, I am at 8-5. And I'm going to say that I have some momentum here. If this skill test is successful, reduce the difficulty of the next skill test you perform this phase by X. X is the amount that I succeeded by. So, I am testing at 9-5. A skull. -1. Half my alarm rounded up. -1. I succeed by 3. So my next skill test has its difficulty reduced by 3, which will be, hopefully, getting this next clue. So it's now a 2 shroud location just for this next test. Now, I'm still only 1 up, which actually sucks ass, but it is what it is. We're gonna do it. I could draw a card and then try to test, maybe by having an intellect icon or something. But I think I just keep my momentum going. I'm gonna go 3-2. Go, son of a... Where's my hit me now? Okay, I fail. The momentum comes to a crashing halt as Skids kind of whoa. As Skids watches the man kind of questioning other people in the room. They're looking for someone who sounds an awful lot like Foxy Felix. Skids trusts Felix to have secreted himself away somewhere. I still have an action left. The momentum only works on that action, so unfortunately, it's now a 5 shroud location again. So next turn I'll have to go lockpicks and then find the vent. I still have an action, so I could draw. Yeah, it's true. And I drew a calculated risk. Commit only to a test you are performing, only if it's your turn. It gains a wild for each action you performed this turn, including this one. After this turn, and after this test ends your turn. If I'm reading this correctly, it gains a wild for each action you performed, including the current one. So, if I spend $2, I can test again. I would gain 4 wilds, and I would be testing at 7 to 5. Which is okay. It's pretty good. It's not great. And I'm wondering if I should just leave it an extra round here. I think I will. I know it's crazy. It's like so wild here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 resources. It's a good point, Flower. And better for the key getting. What do you mean, Crosshair? Probably won't need the money? Oh, yes. I forgot about fucking Aberan's keys. That's true. That's an important thing to do. Yeah. I like that. Okay. All right. What did I just do? I put $3 on hospital debts. Okay. Enemy phase. The patrol, realizing that there is nothing really amiss, continues to patrol on. Aberan moves up toward the Baccarat table to speak. To Izamara. I don't know what you mean, Flower. Yeah, it's specifically when you're... So the grifter only works on when you're gambling in the game. You can raise your alarm level to cheat, or you can reduce your alarm level when you're gambling. So I need to keep gambling, basically. Okay, but that's that. So we go to upkeep. Another calculated risk. Lol. And we have $5. We go to 6 out of 8 doom. We've almost paid off our hospital debts for now, or at least mentally he's like put money aside. But we've got a task ahead of us this turn. Let's see if anything screws it up. Obsessed Gambler. One of the men who had been smoking a cigar stalks up to... Or sorry, another man, in fact, comes in who had probably watched Skids at the High Rollers table, grinning like a madman, grabs him. Why didn't you... Hey, Graspiloot, how's it going? Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I'd say it's going pretty well. Skids O'Toole is the face and the grifter. I'm going to read that in a second, Crosshair. What do I want to say? He's been doing okay. He's had some good luck and some awful luck with high rolling, unfortunately. But that's okay, because he's accomplished some of his tasks, Graspiloot. This is the stakeout for the heist. We've done 3 tasks already out of 6 or whatever. Very good, Mr. Bud. What does it say? At the end of your turn, take a horror if you did not gain resources this turn. Test willpower 3. If you succeed, discard Obsessed Gambler. So, yes, Crosshair, to answer your question, it only counts money gained during your turn. The turn is obviously only the investigator phase actions. So, if I'm gambling and I gained money from gambling, it wouldn't fire. But otherwise, I'm going to be taking horror from this bad boy. But right now it does nothing. So we're just going to go ahead, hopefully get this clue. I'm going to go ahead and lockpick the casino lounge. I am at, once again, 8 to 5. Testing a skull. -1. I still succeed by 2. I don't lose a lockpicks charge. Incredible. I get the clue. second action, I'm going to test agility 3. Yeah. Hopefully not, Flower. Oh, God, can you imagine? If there are no clues on Casino Lounge, test agility 3. You know, Graspiloot, interestingly enough, I know you're going to be mad, but no. I have a bunch of agility boosts and criminal-y stuff. Not a ton of gambling stuff, although I have already hit me, and it did win. It gave me another card, and it was a winner. All right, we have to keep going. Agility 3. If you succeed, remember that you found a vent. I'm at 5 to 3. I'll commit this disguise to be 6. We have found a vent, my friend. Skids manages to separate enough from the absolutely wild-eyed man who had stalked in after him, asking him about his misplays at the high roller table. And feeling a slight tremor of air, a breeze, he looks up. There it is. The vent. Connecting probably back further into the casino where all of the employee stuff is. I am outraged. Ugh. What a horrible emote. Okay, I've got one action left. Abaran is going to patrol clockwise, so I am going to go back to the high rollers table with my last action. Technically 2 actions, c'est vrai. This way, he'll patrol into me, and I can try to steal his keys next turn. The only problem here is... Oh, yes, the potato VTuber. Yes. Sunglares. Okay, yeah. Graspiloot, I understand. I just... Something about the eyes and the real eyes and mouth on... Anyway, there's a lot of shows that do that, but it's creepy. And I like it. So the only thing is, I'll point out, calculated risk says, it gains a wild for each action you performed this turn. After this test ends, end your turn. So that kind of sucks. So, in fact, if I don't get the keys this turn, next turn, if I then... Well, this is the question. If I run out the clock, will something bad happen to me? I don't know. I honestly just don't know. Accomplish as many tasks as you can and get out before you are noticed. We have to advance. Okay, hang on, I'm just gonna go back on that action really quick and just see. What could I do? I could move down to the roulette wheel and gamble some more. We do like gambling. And then maybe the obsessed gambler won't fire? I would love the keys. But I feel like I'm not going to be able to get out. So I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to move down, spend $2 to take an extra action here at the roulette wheel. Roulette seems to be a favorite of many patrons and of the establishment itself. The casino is named after this icon of Monte Carlo gambling, after all. 3 shroud, 1 clue. Red or black, what tickles your fancy? Spend a resource, name a color and a rank. Discard the top card of the encounter deck, check its game icon. If it matches color and rank, gain 5 resources. Action, spend $1. We're going to call the top card of the encounter deck by card counting. Hopefully. If it matches the named color and rank, gain 5 resources. King of Hearts. Okay, we have not seen any... Oh, fucking hell, there's only 1 left! Yay! Okay, so on the table right now is a Jack of Hearts, and everything else is in the bin. So I'm just going to quickly see here. Do all of them have the same... No, they do not. Okay. Yeah, so Mistrich, normally this would be a problem. Somehow, I've ended up with 1 card left in the encounter deck. So in theory, this should actually be pretty... So 9, 10, Queen, 8, 9, 9. I guess I'm just going to look for, like, each thing. So that's all... Okay, I found all the 9s. Now we look for the 8s. Ah, this is very exciting. 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay, great. Now we look for the 7s. 7. Oh no, this is some exciting shit. 7, 7, 7. Is it that 1 7 that Crosshair said I would draw? I think it is. Guys, the top card of the encounter deck is, there's the 7 of diamonds. I know you can't really read these, but I'm reading them, don't worry. 7 of spades, 7 of clubs. The top card of the encounter deck is the 7 of hearts. The one card I needed to win that high roll. Well, the one card. One of the cards. There are 4 of each, right? Because there's 4 suits. 7 of hearts. Fuck! I fucked it! How did I fuck it? Guys, no! Oh no! It was in my... No. Wow, no! How did I do this? I don't know if... So, let's look at the wording here, guys. Yeah. If it matches the named color and rank. So I would have said, sorry, 7 of hearts, red 7. It is a red 10. So in fact, I will grift, fucking hell, to get it. Hi, Aragwen, thanks so much. Fucking hell, I'm furious. I'm gonna gain 5. And then I'm gonna spend 3 of them right away to put them on hospital debts. Fucking hell. I really looked through all of them. Oh my god. I was like, oh, and I even checked the deck. I even checked like the board to make sure that there wasn't anything else. Fucking hell. All right. We've grifted. Congratulations. I did gain resources this turn, so I don't have to take a horror. Test will 3. It is my turn, so I will commit this calculated risk to gain 4 wild icons to go 6 to 3. It's... The obsessed gambler is absolutely shocked that somehow Skids manages to pull off the win of the century at the roulette wheel and disappears. Okay, I have to finish up the stream really soon, guys, so I need to finish this up here. Dude, do you even grift? Exactly. Mr. Butt, how dare you? I'm not bad at math, I'm bad at looking at things, okay? And if you can't tell by the laugh, I am joking, of course. Okay. Security patrol patrols clockwise. Abaran patrols clockwise. We go ahead and upkeep into a thieves kit. How much thieving have we done? We go to 7 doom. And of course, our encounter deck is empty. Oh, thank you. I gained resources so I can drop 2 clues off of the key. I will draw Avarice Calls. Either take 2 horror or test willpower. Half my alarm rounded up is 2. If you succeed, gain 2 resources. If you fail, take 2 horror and raise your alarm by 1. I don't want to raise my alarm by 1, and I think I can afford the horror. If I have to keep my horror between rounds... Yes, Aragwen, so I did the thing, finally, where I told the game, oh, try to match the scenario I'm playing when you load in the map. And I didn't like it. So I went into the image gallery, and I found this, which is from, I think, The Last King from Carcosa. I thought this was really nice for a casino-based scenario. Avarice Calls. I'm just going to take the horror and walk away. Not happy about it. But we're back around. Back-a-rack, if you will. So, I'm not going to steal his keys. I don't know what cleans out the house means. Yeah. Move, resign with a free action. Or with an extra action. So I have 1 action left, which I think... Yes. Let's move down to the slot machines.
Several rows of machines stand to one side, hooking unwary souls into an endless cycle of spend and pull, spend and pull, spend and pull. No skill or finesse needed here, just raw submissions to the whims of fortune. Well, I do like the whims of fortune. Never use the ones by the toilets. Ugh. Action. Spend a resource. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Check their game icons. If they all have the same suit or the same rank, woof, gain 3. Not great, but I do need to play. Oh, hello! We've had one good evening, yes. But what about second good evening? Good evening, Cthulhu. Welcome to Doomed. I'm actually just trying to wrap up quickly because I have to eat and then do a thing. I'm going to spend a resource to discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. We're going to roll the slot machine, baby. Roll those bones! Bones are dice. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to... Yeah, exactly, right? 1, 2, 3. If all 3 have the same suit or the same rank. Woof. Slot machines suck, man. They suck. 7, Jack, 8. Can I even mulligan? Fucking hell. Same suit or the same rank. I can't even mulligan. So, Cthulhu, we're almost at the end of part 1 in terms of Doom, and I've done a bunch. I did found a vent, impersonated a high roller, convinced Izamara, and obtained an employee uniform. Pretty good. Didn't get the keys, though. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to win. I will grift to reduce my alarm level by 1. And then I will take the last clue off the Wellspring of Fortune. Ooh, what does it mean? I don't gain money, but then I'm going to move and then spend 2 resources to resign. It's time to get out of here. So, great question. It was a game location, Flower, yeah, so I did get to remove a clue. Because it's a game, right? I'm playing a game of chance. I think the lore here is that the more you engage with games of chance, the more the Wellspring of Fortune sort of favors you, or the more pull you have, it has over you, the more you've connected with it. All right. I'm resigning. Foxy Felix is safely in his oxygenated tank. Yeah. We've resigned, so we will advance. Yeah, the cat burglar's in the suitcase, exactly. With one last parting glance, you exit the casino. You're confident that none of the dealers or security suspected you for anything other than what you pretended to be. Just another hopeful, high-rolling gambler. Regardless of any money that you made or lost tonight, your real winnings will be the information that you were able to gather. You hope that it will be enough to prepare you for the improbable scheme that you must now concoct and pull off. Each investigator who is defeated raises their alarm by 2, not necessary. If the investigators as a group possess 10 or more resources... Remember that you cleaned out the house. Yeah, wow. Yeah, well. Turns out the house always fucking wins, doesn't it? Turns out. Skids is livid that the crushing debt of the medical... The crushing debt left to him by his mother's hospital bills means that he's gonna have to pull off the heist of the century just to survive, just to have enough money to get away. But thankfully, hopefully, he's done enough that this means something. Resolution 2. You hope what you were able to learn and accomplish tonight will be enough. You can at least rest a little easier knowing that the staff did not seem to take any special interest in you. That will make it easier to keep a low profile when the heist begins in earnest. I agree, Cthulhu. I did Sure Gamble level 4 and won a bunch of gambling through grifting, so I did pretty well. Investigators cannot spend experience or alter their decks. Proceed to checkpoint the plan. With the stakeout completed, the time has come to plan out the actual heist. There are only a few days until Saturday night at Défis de la Roulette, the busiest night of the week, and the perfect time to get lost in a crowd. The plan for the heist is simple, at least in theory. With the casino staff and security occupied by the Saturday crowd, you will first enter the public areas, just as you did last time.
You'll try to avoid notice as much as you can while completing any needed tasks. Once that's done, slip into the restricted areas in the back that are reserved for staff. This area holds the vault itself, where the Wellspring of Fortune is located. According to Izamara, the vault door is not only secured by solid steel, but also held shut by some kind of energy. If that wasn't enough, it's constantly monitored by guards, patrols, and, of course, the cultists of the Fortunes Chosen. It will take a carefully executed plan and a lot of calculated risks from a mathy boy, and some improvisation, to succeed against all odds. With only a short time to gather supplies and practice the approach, there may not be enough time to rest and recuperate from your first tangle with the casino. Proceed to the plan 2 if you wish to play the next part of the scenario immediately. Heist. Er heist Skids. If you wish to play the next part immediately, or the plan 3 if you wish to take a break. I'm the mathy boy, Mr. Butt. I'm the mathy boy. With a deep breath, you make your final preparations. I'm just going to do this before we move to part 2, which I will not do today because I'm already a little late for... Yeah, Mr. Butt, I tutored science and math for high school for a long time. I'm the nerdy filmmaker, of course. Check the total amount of damage and horror on each investigator. If anyone has 6 or more combined, remember that we need time to rest. No, I'm going to go to plan 2, because I'm going to... I'm not going to clean up. I'm going to, save the state and not play. Sorry. When they say not immediately, they mean clean up the game. To be clear. Here, you can kind of... Here, I'll see. Yeah, in your campaign log, record each line of text you were instructed to remember, because I have to write them all down and stuff. I see what you're saying, though, Crosshair. Yeah. So I'd have to record each line of text. Well, they seem to be about the same, right? I'll just quickly check here. We do not have 6 or more damage and horror, because I only took 1 damage and 4 horror, so I do not need time to rest. Somehow. Record the name of each roll card under Investigator's control. So the Grifter and the Face. For every clue on the Stakeout story card, I have 5. Yeah, exactly. As a group, we can choose one of the following options. Reduce each investigator's alarm level by 1. Choose a roll... Okay, so basically, my alarm's going to go back down to 1, and my rolls are going to become practiced. No, Cthulhu, it didn't end up working out. But I have a feeling it will this time. For every 1 clue on the story card, and I had 5 clues, the investigators may choose one of the following options. Reduce each investigator's alarm by 1, choose a roll card, write practiced next to the title of that chosen card. Record my alarm level after having reduced it. Record the number of clues on the Wellspring of Fortune, 0. Gather the face-down assets that are your stash, record stashed, and then clean up the game. And then when you're ready, proceed to Fortune and Folly Part 2. So, I had 5 clues, which means I can reduce my alarm back to 1. It can't go under 1. I am waiting the crosshair. I think you'll find... I'm kind of reading both at the same time, and I'm being... Yeah. So I'm kind of being a bit cheeky here and reading both at the same time. The Plan 2 has exactly the same stuff as the Plan 3, except instead of writing anything down, you just leave everything out, right? Because you don't need to... if you're playing immediately, you don't need to remember that you did X, Y, Z. Do not remove any locations from play. All tokens on these locations are removed, and all cards at these locations are discarded as normal. It is. It just I'm pretty sure it just means either clean it up and reset it next time, or don't clean it up and reset it next and play part 2. Basically, what I'm going to do is when I set up next time, I'm going to set up part 2, and I'll have written everything down anyway so that I remember. However, I reduce my alarm level, and I get to record that the Grifter and the Face are now practiced, because they're practiced. Let's have a look at what practiced means. Practiced says, the practiced Grifter says when you check game icons resolving a game, I can raise my alarm to choose the rank, suit, and color of up to 2 discarded game icons, or I can reduce my alarm by 1. And the face says, parlay, choose a casino enemy at your location or a connecting location, and test willpower or book 2. If you succeed, exhaust the face to reduce alarm. So that's better. Well, it says here, this is a good question. For every 1 clue on the stakeout story card, I had enough to do everything. I could reduce each investigator's alarm. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Choose a roll card that was under an investigator's control. Right, practice next to the title of that card. You're right. As opposed to choose all of the roll cards or whatever. So you're right. No, but then it says choose a roll card under my control. I know, Cthulhu. The worst part is she's already dead, right? Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I choose a roll card, and then I choose a roll card. Yeah, you're right. I'm choosing that bullet point twice, and I'm choosing the first bullet point once. Perf. It feels right to me. Anyway, guys, I realize we're on a delay, so, like, I'm wrapping up the scenario, but you guys are like, but wait, Scott, don't forget, like, X, Y, Z. It's all good. I'm already a bit late for my other commitment. But which means, as am I. The most important part is we did some shit for the heist, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen next Saturday. Join me for that on Doomed next week. In about an hour and a half, you can join us for Drew Crew. We're starting a new book. This would be a great time to jump in on Drew Crew if you haven't read it or seen us perform it before. And, of course, tomorrow is Montreal by Moonlight at 2 p.m. Eastern. In a week's time, Sunday the 10th, we have a time change here in Quebec anyway. So check your Discord for the updated times of things. I thought the Quebec legislature was going to do away with daylight savings, but they did not, which is tragic. Hey, I'm also a confused man. Sergey. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I feel like Skids had a really sweet time. He almost cleaned out the house, but he's fucking cash got paid to these goddamn hospital debts. Someone came to his room and they're like, Skids O'Toole, you owe us $10,000. Thank you all so much, folks. We're going to see you next time. Hope to catch you for part 2 of The Heist on Doomed. See ya.